Hey, what's up guys and welcome back to Anime King 2. And today I'm going to be giving you What If Naruto Got His Memory Sealed Away, Part 13. Remember to get this one to 300 likes as usual, share this to all of your friends in your social media platform, and also go ahead and check out the new episode of What If Naruto Was Raised by the Hyuga clan over on Anime King. And I also post a new episode on this channel of What If Naruto Learned the Clone Secret in the beginning. So go ahead and check out that and enjoy. And also later on I'm going to be posting What If Naruto Was Born in the Uzumaki clan. So stay tuned for that and I hope you guys do enjoy. And remember, if you're new and this is the first time you hear my voice and you enjoy the videos on both Anime King and Anime King 2, go ahead and click that red subscribe button and become part of the Anime King family. And thank you for all of your help and your support. Remember to comment down below and tell me if you're new. I'll be replying talking back to all of you. So without further ado, what do you say we begin this new episode? Begin the intro. So the last time we left off, the group was in the spider's den as they start to retreat and by killing as many spiders as they can. As it was a lot of them, really a lot of them. Too much for them to handle as they had to retreat and get out of there because when you kill one it's like 10 more appeared. As they fight their way out of there. As after that they were kind of exhausted. As Naruto said something that pissed Neji and Tenten off, so they decide to get payback, as the both of them. Neji first strike the points in his legs as they drag him over to Lee and Guy, and told them that Naruto wanted some training of youth because he thought he ran out of it after his spider den, as Lee and Guy was fired up, and for the entire night they forced Naruto to train with them. After that, some time had passed as Naruto was finally ready to go out again on missions, as he was sent on a mission to meet someone at a bar in the land of water. As he went out there, he came face to face with Jiraiya speaking to ladies in the bar, as he figured it was time for their training, as him and Jiraiya got to talking, and he wasn't so angry at Jiraiya anymore. They'd been on the road for 2 days as Jiraiya, when Naruto was sleeping, undo the seal so Naruto could access more Hokage with power, as the seal was still on Naruto to get stabilized, as Jiraiya told him not to go into Mindscape because Naruto has been getting really quick to anger lately because of seal. As he pulled too much of it, the information and the anger, everything, the Kyuubi's bloodlust was rubbing into him a lot. As both him and Jiraiya battle, despite learning back a few things, he was still no match for Jiraiya, even though he came a bit close to hurting him, but he was still no match. So, the faster they get to training, the stronger he becomes. As they begin their training. As some time passed after that, as Jiraiya was focused on elemental training. One night when Naruto was all alone, Sai arrived. As Naruto looked at him and could tell that this man belonged to Danzo. Those looked in his eyes. As Danzo couldn't come out to Naruto in the open. But he sent Sai, as Sai told him that he still had the root behind him. Naruto thought that they were coming out here to silence him, but Danzo had a last mission for Naruto to become Hokage, as Danzo knew that one day he will get old and die of old age, as he wanted to know that the village is secure and be in the capable hands of Naruto. Thinking about that, Naruto thought, being Hokage, that would surely give him the respect, and his name would be stamped in history. Yeah, Naruto Uzumaki, the 6th Hokage of Konoha. That sounds good. So yeah guys, that was basically that's where we left off. You guys can switch across the place to check it out for yourself. So, what do you say we begin this new episode? We begin this episode with Jiraiya looking over a piece of paper as he crushed up the paper. No, It's total crap, kid. Do it again. As Naruto grumbled, as he started to write his calligraphy on another piece of paper, as Jiraiya wanted to get him to improve his handwriting, his calligraphy, because he was focused on training Naruto in Foin Jutsu. It had been a month since Naruto last spoke to Sai, and they have been out here, by the waterfall. As his clones were making great progress with splitting the waterfall, it even surprised Jiraiya. During the day, Naruto clones would work on the waterfall, while he worked on the theories of Foin Jutsu. After lunch, he and Naruto would spar. Then he sent Naruto to work on his brush skills, something Naruto didn't really like that much. But it needed to be done. Every little mark needed to be effective for Foin Jutsu, or else bad things would happen, as Naruto was glad for his incredible healing ability, or his hands, they would be shot by now. As Jiraiya noticed the sun going down, I'm going to tell your clones to dispel. You can stop for the day, we're done here, he said. As Naruto nodded, as he started to pick up all of the other papers, he finally had time to think over all the things that happened to him lately. Find out that his father is the 4th Hokage. Well, if he hadn't been that stupid, it wouldn't have been hard to find out, seeing that he was a spitting image of the man. But the thing is, Naruto wasn't as shocked as he should be. And the next thing, Sai. Danzo was sent Sai to give him his final mission, to become Hokage. And also Naruto have to bury everything, the information about Root, so Danzo will be breaking ties with him and not contacting him personally. What a hell of a final mission, Danzo GG. I wonder if you really know who I was all along. That I was the son of the 4th Hokage. Was this why Danzo figured that Naruto had a better chance of becoming Hokage than him? When the truth about his heritage come out, it will flip a lot of things. Yeah, and it did make some sense, thinking about it now. As Naruto then collapsed down to the ground as Jiraiya walked over, Kid, you okay? As Naruto slowly picked himself up, yeah, Erosanin, I'm fine. My clones just dispel. All at once when you told them to stop. I don't know how many times I have to say, kid, but that's one. Impressive little training trick. Huh, you take what you get, said Naruto. The Uchihas have their Sharingan. The Hyugas have their Byakugan. I just happen to have a giant fox roaming around my mind. You take what you get and work with it. So why don't you use the clones to help with your handwriting? Like what you did with your nature, manipulating training. Well, Nerd says as he stood up and cracked his back. Since handwriting is muscle memory, that will be physical instead of mental, right? Jiraiya slapped his head, you know. Sometime I forget that you're a kid, and kids aren't that smart. As Naruto was about to say something when Jiraiya raised his hand for it to stop. Muscle memory is mental, kid. You can use the clones to get your handwriting to be better. As Naruto just stood there surprised. As Jiraiya got bored and walked away. Time skip. At Konoha, Hokage's tower. You want to see me, Hokage-sama, said Kakashi, as he entered behind Shizune. Snappy eyebrow was twitching violently. Yes, Kakashi, she said. 4 hours ago. Where were you? Well, you see, I was on my way here when Snappi raised her hand, cutting him off. Enough, Kakashi. You're lucky I need you for this swell of a S-rank mission, she said. I didn't call you here to issue one though. I called you here because of another reason. As Kakashi deflated, as he had a really good excuse. So, Hokage-sama, what is it that you need? I need your help, she said. You'll be getting a reprieve from the S-rank missions for a time, but I need to go on other missions. Ever since Team 7 has dissolved, Kakashi has been taking up some of the S-rank missions, saying that he was one of the strongest ninjas in the village. Shizune placed 2 files on Snappi's decks as she motioned for Kakashi to look at them. One of them had a picture of Naruto, and the other one had a picture of him when he just returned from Kumo. Notice any difference, she said. Yes, the first one is obviously his personal file picture. I noticed it last year, when he registered on my team. I have no clue what that one is for, but my guess is you want me to start to fill out his updated file. Yes, Kakashi, when Naruto returns, I want you to be his leader when he goes out on missions. You will be giving me progress reports on his missions and how he operates. I was tempted to promote him straight to Jonin after that test a few months ago, but I believe some more seasoning is needed. The second thing I want you to do is help me to get a more permanent team for him. As Kakashi looked at her, is there any way I can get Sakura for that? I still want them as my squad. Well, I was thinking more of the lines of a team that click with their combined skills. Sakura isn't really ready for a team like what Naruto would end up being. She still needs far more training, and Naruto isn't a genin any longer. You're a squad leader for this period of time until I give him a promotion. But I don't think it will be long before you get it though. Well, all you need right now is a field experience, and nothing should be holding back from joining ranks in Kakashi. Alright, until further notice, you will be keeping an eye on him. He should be getting stronger now. He knows that the Akatsuki is coming after him. There's no time to waste. Time skip. A week later. Things has gone smoothly, as Jiraiya believed that Naruto was ready to learn about making seals. The first thing he learned was how to make his own storage seals. The next was to make his own ink, as Jiraiya instructed Naruto to put a bit of his blood into the ink and channel his chakra and mix it, as Naruto wanted to know to make explosive notes, but Jiraiya wasn't sure that Naruto was ready for those yet. And Jiraiya didn't really trust Naruto with explosives, since if he could do that he could just make a lot of clones and make them make a lot of it. And Jiraiya was kind of worried about Naruto, as he heard Naruto mumbling in his sleep about the 8-legged bastards. Naruto had on a full, blown conversation with himself about spiders and killing them, and that he wanted to explode them. And that would be really nasty if Naruto learned to make explosive notes on hand. So kid, said Jiraiya, what is your main reason to learn Fuinjutsu? Well, I am a walking product of Fuinjutsu, Naruto said. More than you will ever know, kid, said the fox. But Naruto didn't have time for him right now. He was having a conversation. And I also promised Uncle that I will help get that seal off of her. I saw that seal years ago, when that snake bastard had his man fight me, he said. And I saw some things I wish I could forget as well. Jiraiya nodded, and none of this stemmed from getting the seal off of Sasuke Uchiha. He was your teammate like Orochimaru was mine. I know when Orochimaru left Konoha, I wanted to save him. Nah, the only way that seal is going to get removed from his neck is when I remove it with my sword, Naruto said. He had an entire village trying to save him. He had a girl that was willing to give herself to him because of her career and her life too. Screw that, he went to a trader for power. I will save him, alright. I will save him from becoming Orochimaru's next body next time we meet. But I don't really care about him. I just care about Orochimaru getting a Sharingan and coming to eradicate us. Thank goodness I don't have to beat that save him stuff out of you, kid. You're smarter than me, said Jiraiya when I was back then. You can't save someone who don't want to be saved, Erosenin. Every Hokage know that. But I wonder how pissed off would he be if I get to beat Itachi before he do it himself. You know, thinking about it, he's really a dumbass. All he had to do was stay near my side until Itachi returned, and then he will get his shot. But no, he ran off with that pedophile. Yeah, seeing that Itachi is one of the two to come after you, I guess you will get a better shot than Sasuke would. He then noticed that Naruto said something quite interesting. Hokage? What are you saying, kid? Well, I was thinking, Naruto said. I spent 4 years of my life dreaming about becoming a Hokage. It will be a shame to throw it away now that I have a realistic chance of getting there, right? Jiraiya smiled. Are you saying what I think you're saying? As Naruto nodded, so Erosenin, you trained the 4th Hokage. How do you feel about training the 6th Hokage? As Jiraiya just burst out laughing. That kid is confusing as hell, but at least he's never boring. Moments later, Naruto Mindscape. It had been a month since Jiraiya tampered with his seal, and he has not communicated with the Kyuubi. Earlier when he heard the fox spoke, was the first in a long while. As now was to see what Jiraiya had messed up. When he entered, he saw it still look like Konoha, so things hadn't changed from the original first setup. Wandering around, he was curious to where the Kyuubi could be. As he was searching, and he saw nothing, no Kyuubi in sight. As he went up to the top of the Hokage's monument in the Mindscape, eventually just to wait him out. After sitting here for at least hours in his Mindscape, nothing. Damn it, Kyuubi! Where the hell are you? He shouted. Closer than you think, kid. As Naruto searched the area, the voice was coming from all around. Kyuubi, where are you? I need to talk to you about the seal. I am aware of that, kid. Your idiotic godfather loosened the seal, allowing you to draw more on my power, but he didn't know exactly what he was doing. I am an entity of anger and hatred. This spilled over into you. That is why we were so aggressive towards one another, and you were so quick to anger. As Naruto just stopped looking around, as he listened to him speak, So you're saying that Erosenian screws something up and get too much of your power in my system, as opposed to normal. So what now then, he asks. The Kyuubi then emerged from nothingness right in front of Naruto, as he was the size of a normal fox but 9 tails behind him. Well, he was kind of successful in his endeavor. You can now access tails quicker than you could, but it's going to be harder to control. What do you mean, Naruto said. Now instead of building up chakra, you can activate the cloak instantaneously. However, with rage and without even thinking about it, you can slip further and further into using more of my power without even knowing what you're doing. Your anger in battle from the tiniest things, such as someone surviving one of your lethal attacks. Your temper pushing you going past the limit of control. You will lose yourself to bloodlust if these things happen. So I'll feel a greater need to kill my enemy in a fight? Big deal, he said, a shrug. If I was using your chakra to fight, then I was probably going to kill them anyways, so that doesn't really matter to me. Kyuubi growled and snapped Naruto right on the ankle, as Naruto winced in pain. What the hell? As happy as I am that you don't mind killing your opponents, I would be remiss if I didn't explain to your thick head what exactly I mean by bloodlust. You will try to kill everything, though your focus will be on your enemy that pushed you, but you will fight berserk like a one-track mind. You will take every attack your enemy threw at you and walk right through it. You know, I got to tell you. What's wrong with that? The Kyuubi growled at him as he held his hands up and stepped back a few inches. How to put this so that you'd understand? Alright, say that you kill your opponent while they're in this state. You won't just stop there, you will go to the nearest living thing, friend, foe, enemy. You won't stop until someone stops you. Do you get the point now? You'll be a mindless killer. You need to learn how to fix it because, yeah, you're decent without me, but against someone like the Hatsubi host, you will be destroyed. That's great, Nerd says he punched the ground. After all these years of training, now, I have to worry about this seal, he said. 2 steps forward and 3 steps goddamn back. Yeah, sure, let's go with that, the fox said. Great. See you later, he said, as he phased out of the Mindscape. As the Kyuubi looked over at Konoha, it's not gonna be that easy, kid. But I'm not your goddamn answering machine. Figure that out yourself. And besides, you have years to get stronger. That's until they come after you though. He then returned back to his normal size, as he looked down at Konoha. As a flash of yellow, as a 4th Hokage appeared. I have to stop you from destroying Konoha, because I am the 4th Hokage, he said. I will protect this village no matter what. As a swirl appeared with the man in the face mask. My pet, he said. You have carried out my will and destroyed Konoha already. Continue your rant. As the Kyuubi chuckled. I love my Jinjulki, he said, as he looked down at them, showing his sharp fangs. As he leaped towards them. 3 days later, Jiraiya looked at Naruto as the water soaked him. Hell yeah, Naruto said, as he was there alone, no clones. I can cut our waterfall. What do you think about that, Erosenin? Time skip. In Hainokune. So, you have no idea how to tighten back up the seal? No, Jiraiya said. It was only meant to turn one way. In order to give you full control. You can't put it back. You have to open it and gain full power at once. So, how exactly do I do that? Well, there are a few things you have to accomplish. First, you have to defeat your inner self. What? As Naruto eyebrow twitched, how the hell was he supposed to fight and beat himself? He doubted that it had to do with anything with the Shadow Clones, because if it was that, he had already beat himself 1,000 times. So, what else, Naruto asks? As Jiraiya chuckled nervously. Well, you kinda need to beat the Kyuubi in combat, he said, rather fast. As Naruto stopped walking. Sorry, can you repeat that? I thought I just heard the stupidest thing in my entire life. Did you just say I have to beat the Kyuubi? The Kyuubi? We're talking about the thing that was shoved into my gut because it was destroying the entire village and it couldn't be stopped, so it had to be sealed, right? Yeah, the same, said Jiraiya. Yeah, whatever. I'm guessing it's too much to ask that the Kyuubi will throw the fight once the time comes. You got that right, kid. Beautiful, Naruto said. Seriously, it's like life just hate me or something. The man that trained me wants me to become a Hokage because he thinks he's getting too old for it now. It's hard to use the thing inside of me because I might get corrupted by bloodlust and kill my friends. I have to fight Senbitsu and beat it, or I will never fully master my demonic chakra. Well, baby steps, he said. Right now I just have to get back to Konoha. As Jiraiya saw all the emotions run through Naruto's face. That's one weird kid, he said. As Naruto faced returned back to calm and lucid. 2 days later, at Konoha. So Brat, how was the mission? Tsunade asked, as she looked at Naruto trying to hide the smirk that was on her face. Oh yeah, it was a really tough mission. I mean Bachan, next time, before you want to do something like lie to me about the mission, just tell me what is really up, okay? That wouldn't be so bad. Well, it wouldn't have been that funny, said Tsunade with a smirk. So yes, it was. It was funny, and it was worth the effort. Alright, no seriously, how was it? Well, I can split a waterfall in my bare hands. Does that answer your question? As Tsunade looked over at Jiraiya, as Jiraiya nodded in approval. In a month. His work with the clones are amazing. Tsunade nodded, satisfied that something had been accomplished while they were gone. Anything else I need to know about? Actually yes, Naruto said, my seal. After Erosenin tried to let it loose, to make me use more of the Kyuubi's chakra, he made it more dangerous. So I need to learn to control it all over again, before I end up getting bloodlusted and killing my entire team. If I go too far, do you need me to take him away again until he has it down? Said Jiraiya. As Naruto frowned, he really didn't want to go anywhere again after just getting back. But if it was an order from Tsunade, he couldn't do anything about it. No, she said. We need Naruto back for now. We're getting more missions now. That the Genin exams is coming up in a week. And we need him to help with the influx. He can work on his controlling the force of death as he has been doing. You just need to let me know beforehand, okay? As Naruto nodded a smile. Thanks, Bachan, he said. You're welcome, Brat. But still, I'm trusting you. I'm counting on you not to go overboard with the Kyuubi's power. Especially since you yourself just tell me how dangerous it was if you do. As Naruto nodded. Alright, I'm heading out now. If you guys want to find me, you know where I'll be. As he walked over to the window and jumped out. As Tsunade turned to Jiraiya. So, how is he? Well, he just started to open up, and know this. I really don't want him to shut himself off again. Do you think we have to get Inoichi involved? She asked. Do you think it's mental? No, I'm not sure, he said. The kid is not holding back any suppressed anger or anything. It's just when it is too much, or battlefield or rage, he get influx to the Kyuubi's chakra. But that's my fault. I underestimated the complex of Minato's seal. There was more to it that I didn't notice before I messed with it. I need to head to Mount Miyamoku for a while. Go and do what you need to do to figure this thing out, she said. But send a toad or something with letters, informing us of what is going on, okay? But of course, he said. And you know you can send them back with some revealing pictures. It's gonna get lonely out there. With Naruto, as he was walking, he looked up to see a white blur flying away from the Hokage's tower. As he simply shook his head. As Naruto finally arrived, as he threw across the curtains, hey, I'm back, and I've been deprived for too long. As the old man came around, well look who came back from the dead, he said. Where have you been, Naruto? We've been wondering where our primary patron had been. Yeah, I was away for a while. I'm going to start to get more back-to-back missions as well. You know, with the village recovering and all, we need every shinobi we can get out there. As he nodded, so what will you want, kid? Well, give me 3 bowls of miso, back to back. And 4 bowls of beef. And what the hell, 2 vegetable ramen. Variety, right? The old man laughed to himself, yeah, variety, right. It will be right out. Before he ended up getting his meal, there was a tap on his shoulder. How are you doing, Naruto? Long time no see, said Kakashi. A small smile came on Naruto's face. Hey Kakashi, what brings you here, he said. Well, I heard that you were back in town and I thought, why not go and see my old Genin? So, how have you been? Well, I can't complain really. I've definitely been kept busy, that's for sure. I can only imagine what Bachan have you doing. Sharingan no Kakashi. She overloading you with and extra missions or what? Kakashi laughed lightly as the old man brought Naruto his first bowl. As Naruto said thanks and started to dig in. As Kakashi ordered a small bowl of chicken ramen. Yeah, pretty much. But she has given me something to do these days. Really? What's she got you doing now, Naruto said. I bet it's something boring or irksome, right? You shouldn't talk about yourself like that, Naruto, said Kakashi. You may be a handful at time, but calling yourself irksome is bad. Naruto looked up Kakashi with a noodle hanging from his mouth. Huh? As Kakashi pointed a new bowl that the old man placed in front of Naruto, as Naruto turned back to the bowl, Tsunade has informed me that for your forthcoming missions, I will be your commander. As Naruto started to choke out his food, as Kakashi started to pat him on the back. After shaking it off, you're going to be leading me and whatever team I get on my missions? Yeah, said Kakashi. As he got up and placed the money on the counter. Well, it has been nice talking to you, Naruto. Hopefully we can do it more when we're working together. It will be just like old times. Hard to believe it has been a little bit over a year. Yeah, just like old times, except instead of picking up dark crap, we'll be babysitting merchants and wiping up Noble's ass. He then turned back around. Kakashi was gone. When the hell did he eat, Naruto wondered, as he saw the bowl empty. Sometime later, Naruto was walking down the way, down to his apartment, as he saw people looking at him. The old people still had their glares on their faces, but the younger folks were talking about him. Hey, isn't that the kid that created the crater? A few miles away from the border. Yeah, I sure hate to have to fight that guy. You know, I heard he lives in the forest of death. He keeps the spiders there like his pet or something. No joke. Hey, those whisker marks make him look kind of cute, the girl said. Who comes up with this crap, Naruto wondered. Pets? Pets my ass. As he then turned towards the girls, as looking over at them, they started to giggle. As he was exhausted, he just wanted to get home. Naruto, a voice cried out. As Naruto sighed, turned around. Did someone send out a press release that I'm here home today, or something? As he saw Konohamaru, Moki, and Udon running over to him. Hey, what's up, guys? Don't you guys have school today? He asked. Oh, it's a weekend, boss. We don't have class today, Konohamaru said. Yeah, well, I guess time flies when you don't care what day it is, Naruto said. Remember, guys, you will stop care about what day of the week it is. And then, at that time, you can say you reach my apathy of what happened around you. Their sweat dropped as he then ran up to him as he started to walk off. So, boss, said Konohamaru, where have you been? We have not seen you forever. I was learning how to cut a waterfall with my chakra. The three of them stopped, looking confused, before running back up to him as Konohamaru looked at him. Come on, boss. What you have been doing really? Believe what you want to. Now, is there something you guys want? He asked. Yeah, play ninja with us, the three of them said. Fine, he said. But it's you all against me, understood? Yes, three of them said. As Naruto vanished, as he greeted a clone. Don't go too hard on them, but give them a little hope that they are improving, okay? And that they could have won. The clone nodded and went off to play with them. As Naruto figured he would be called a lazy ass if he turned in so early. He knew exactly what to do. As he went off to the main gate, arriving there he jumped up as he started to stomp. What the hell? Said Katetsu as he got out. As he looked up, seeing Naruto smiling. Oh, hey kid, how are you doing? He said. Naruto hopped down to let Aizumo see him as well. I'm doing just fine. How's gate duty? Katetsu sighed. As bored as ever, want to take my spot? Naruto waved him off, I'll pass. I just got back in the town, anyway I couldn't stop because Tsunade wanted to report. First thing after me and Erosenin got back. Aizumo looked at him. Naruto, are you crazy? Tsunade-sama will kill you if she catch you talking about her like that. Calling her Tsunade, I couldn't even repeat that word. You should call her Tsunade-sama. Well, I call them like I see them, Naruto said. Tsunade-bachan is 50 years old, therefore she's a grandma. Jiraiya is a pervert and does nothing to hide it, hence the name Erosenin. You guys are lucky I haven't named you anything yet, he said, as he walked inside the booth and took a seat. Aizumo just gave Naruto an amused look, before turning to the path outside. Alright, time to get to work. As Team 8 came in, Kurna UI, returning back from our C-Rank mission escort, as she looked inside the booth. Naruto? As Naruto waved to her and the rest of her team, oh hi guys, he said. As Kiba grinned and bumped fists with him, hey what are you doing in there? I thought you were out of the village. I was, he said, as you can see I'm back. And I'm in here because I'm bored, and it's too early for me to go to sleep. What did you guys end up doing? Kiba passed a clipboard towards his teammates, just some escort for some guy. We didn't even get to fight, it was boring. As Shino finished signing his name, Kiba, you can't get to fight on every mission. and the times of not fighting should be peaceful. As Naruto looked at Kurama, who was looking at him sternly. Oh come on, you can't still be pissed at me for beating your team. It was a fight. I fought. You sent Kiba to the hospital, she said. Look at him, he's just fine. And besides, I sent him to the hospital already the first time we fought. The only thing is I got my ass kicked as well. But this time around not so much. Yeah, and I'm gonna be getting my wins back one of these days, said Kiba. Feel free to try whenever you like. If you can find me in the forest of death, then feel free to fight me. As he looked at Shino, are you mad that I beat you, he said. No, it wouldn't be logical for me to be upset about your victory when it occurred months ago. However, much like Kiba, I will be getting even with you one of these days. Same thing applied to you that I told Kiba, as he then turned to Hinata. Hinata, how are you doing? Come on, how are things? Kiba grabbed her and pushed her forward. Hinata has become really strong. She came up with a jutsu that kicked ass. I mean, it's awesome. Well, I need to see that jutsu. So whenever you guys are ready, you can just come to the Forest of Death and find me. Naruto-kun, said Hinata. Do you really live in the Forest of Death, like rumors say? I'm going to kill the person that started that rumor, he thought to himself. No I don't, he said. It's just the best place to work out and train. Alright, come on guys, said Kurama. We have to report on our mission. You can find Naruto and talk to him later. It would be nice for you to spar with him one of these days, Naruto. So you're not gonna try and genjutsu me into a coma, he asked. I thought about it, she said with a smirk. And no, I won't. Good, because it wouldn't work anyway. I keep my mental mind extra secure. Nothing gets in. As the team started to walk away. Oh, said Kiba. So that is why you were dead last in the academy. Nothing went in your mind. As Naruto flipped him off. I'll be happy to show you how dead last I am. If twice, then you get your ass beat. Screw you, Naruto, said Kiba. As Naruto simply chuckled. As the group headed off. Later that day. Welcome home, shithead. Tayuya said as she was sitting on his couch. You know, when I asked you to watch my place, I didn't think that you would be over here when I get back. You have a TV, therefore, I consider your place better than mine. And by the way, where did you go? Suki no Kuni, he said. Fun fact, I can now split a waterfall into two with my chakra alone. As he plopped down on the couch. You know there are two other places to sit, right? Two things, Naruto said. This is the best chair. And this is my house. You're lucky I don't flop down on the couch. Usually, my face would go right there where you're sitting. You know what? It's my house, my couch. As he placed his head on her lap, making her face became extremely red. Shit, what are you doing, shithead, she said. Well, I told you, Naruto said, looking up at her. You're sitting where I put my head. Or would you like me to go full on traditional and turn my head like I would on the couch? You don't have the balls, she said. Oh really, Naruto said. You've obviously forgotten who you're talking to. Allow me to refresh your memory. Meanwhile, Team 10 was in the park, along with soccer. So, how is training going with Tsunade-sama? Well, it's definitely the hardest thing I ever done. But I'm glad, and I owe Naruto big time for it. He was the one that set everything up. As Sakura saw a look on Ino's face. What's wrong? Well, I just don't think that everything is right with Naruto. I know I told you already, the things I saw in his head, it weren't normal. It's scary how different he became in almost no time at all. Well, yeah, but he's still Naruto, just faster, stronger, and more powerful. They then heard screams. Shithead, I regret nothing. Get back here so I can rip you apart. You know you like it, Tayuya-chan. Why else would you let me stay like that for 15 seconds? I was counting. You're dead, bastard! You see, Sakura said. Same whole knucklehead Naruto. Somewhere, far in Konoha, where Jiraiya landed, as he picked himself up. Way to go, kid. I know that I would get you on my side eventually. Time skip. Familiar, right, Naruto? Yeah, familiar. But, we're not going to Nami no Kuni, we're going to Mizu no Kuni. I still don't know how we're pulling this one off. Isn't that civil war going on or something? Well, it's mostly over. The anti-bloodline forces were all wiped out. Now, it's mostly clean up for the other side. We should be just fine. New Mizukage sent out a message of goodwill to the other villages. So nothing should go wrong. And tell me, Kakashi, how many easy, detailed missions has we gone through? With me in it especially. Well, to think about it, only one. There you go. That's why I brought a shitload of explosive notes. As he pulled out a fat stack of explosive notes. Oh yeah, Fuinjutsu the greatest thing ever. And what exactly are you gonna do with those? Asked Kakashi. Any damn thing I want, he said. I have 34 explosive notes. Troublesome. Why am I here again? Asked Shikamaru as he caught up with the two. What did I do to you guys? You took me away from my team. And we're going on a mission that might go to hell. Tell me, have I hurt you guys or wronged you guys in some way? He asked. Oh, remember, you made me do a day's work of labor without using any clones. I didn't forget that, but Kakashi was the one that requested you. Or would you rather be on gate duty like Aizumon Katetsu? Actually, that kind of sounds better, doing nothing all day. Yeah, that beats going along with you. Tayuya walked up. How the hell did your lazy ass get promoted to Chunin? Well, he's kinda really smart. Can he beat you, shithead? Asked Tayuya. Well, the last time we were supposed to fight, he quit. He was too unmotivated to go up against me. Don't make me out to be like that, Naruto, said Shikamaru. My shadow possession jutsu was broken. You did it without even trying. Remember, I tried it a second the fight started. Oh, so that's why it was so hard to move my arm. Or anything. I had a crick in my neck and I just had to rub it. So you're telling me you had no idea that you were caught in my jutsu? Well, really? No. I just thought you were being a lazy ass and didn't want to fight. I didn't say anything because the time you came out I was sick and tired of beating up all the Genins. And you actually made my job a lot easier. As Tayuya laughed. Shithead bluffed you into quitting a fight. And he didn't even know that he won. That's great, she said. So what are we doing anyway? I doubt we're going to the hidden mist to see the sights after the Civil War anyway. Flashback. So you actually got something on the Akatsuki, said Naruto as he stood in the office with Tsunade and Kakashi, with Shizune there as well. So I'm not gonna get blindsided wherever I go. You actually have something. We're not saying that, Naruto. Jiraiya just said that he found some information about the Akatsuki, but he needs someone to go to Kiri to investigate. And by someone, you mean me, right? Me too, said Kakashi. Me and Kakashi, anyone else coming to our War Zone mission? Naruto-kun, says Shizune. The Civil War has been over for a few months now. There's a new Mizukage and everything, it's not a war zone anymore. Tell me, Shizune, what happened to the old Mizukage? The one that was there when the war was going on? I don't know, Naruto-kun, no one does. And that's the point, until a leader can be accounted for, no one really knows. What is this rank? If it's anything less than A rank, I have to call your sanity into question. I want to know if you're going senile, Bachan. As Tsunade threw the paperweight right in his face, as Naruto spit out some teeth, as Shizune and Kakashi looked at him. They'll come back in an hour, Naruto said. Right, said Kakashi. Well then, where's the search? As much as Kiri as we can, and trying to find anything on the Akatsuki. Correct? Tsunade nodded. Kakashi, you have free reign to select 2 other Chunins to help you on the mission. This will run on your orders. You will be the ranking Jonin in charge. Take care, and make sure you get everyone back alive. And don't do anything stupid, brat, she said. Naruto, Shikamaru said. The troublesome redhead asked you a question. Why are we going to Kiri anyway? Oh, we're gonna watch clouds. Red cloud. As Kakashi spoke, we're going to see what the landscape of Kiri looked like. Also to see if we can set up anything with the new Mizukage. And to see how the old one was deposed. So Tayuya, ever been there before? Naruto asked. You were Orochimaru bodyguard. You've probably been all over the place. You would think so, shithead, but that pedophile never let us go anywhere. He just kept us cooped up in a little underground, like rats in a nest. So I'm not as worldly travel as you think I should be. Damn, Naruto said, it was just a question, as she said in a harsh tone. You know, Shikamaru, I think you might be onto something, with the woman or troublesome thing and all. But you can't really say it out loud because people might think you're gay. Shikamaru wanted to say something or even be mad, but it was too troublesome to be mad, as he just looked up and saw some clouds passing by. Time skip. By nightfall of the previous day, they had made it to the shores, and they boarded a ship to head out to the island. In order to border passage aboard for the entire squad, Naruto had to enlist his services as he shot the clones for deckhands. This led to him being cursed out every time he came on board by his clones who turned sailors. As the rest of the team was below deck, Shikamaru was doing absolutely nothing, while Tayuya was practicing with her flute. As Naruto was up above, ignoring his clones bumping into him and giving him half apologies. Hello Naruto, what are you doing? Asked Kakashi as he found the real Naruto. Not much. Hey Kakashi, when you make clones, do they ever try to mess with you? Or is it just me? It's just you. Only you could have disgruntled copies of yourself. Huh. I'm not sure if that compliment was backhanded or not. Hey, you were on my dad's team back in the day, right? Kakashi looked around for eavesdroppers. It's okay. Ever since I made clones who work through the night, the regular sailors took this as their key to slack off. They're all down below getting drunk right now. We're all alone up here. Yeah, all 45 of us, right boys? He yelled over his shoulder. Screw you, boss! Was the response from one of his clones. You see? See how much you respect me? So, you knew my dad, right? Yes, he was a great man. You look... Yeah, I look just like him, I could see. I know tons of stuff about him from Erosenin. What I want to know about is my mom. Did you know her? Because I can't get anything on her. Well I guess I could tell you something. But you have to call me Kakashi-sensei from now on. And stop calling me Kakashi. What, Kakashi? As Kakashi wagged his finger. Alright, teach me something first. And then I'll call you Kakashi-sensei. Alright, fair enough. Do you know how to make your own jutsu? Thinking about that, Naruto thought. Creating his own signature jutsu, well, if he could put all the ideas in his head to use. So, how do I go about it, Naruto asked. Well, you know the two forms of chakra manipulations, right? Shapes and nature transformation. Well, since I heard that you master both of them already, and you already know how to do the Rasengan, and with you mastering your elemental affinity over wind, that means there's only one thing left for you to do. And that is, come on, what is that? Oh, nothing, Kakashi said. You should be able to make your own jutsu now. Are you sure that you just don't have the imagination for it? Even the clone face faulted as Naruto looked at Kakashi. I'm just kidding, Kakashi said, as he saw Naruto give him a look. But, in all seriousness, you can start and making your own jutsu. Just experiment with things you think will work. Maybe you can even succeed where I fail. Huh? What do you mean, Naruto asked. Kakashi held out his hand as a Rasengan formed in his hand. You know how to do the Rasengan as well? Yes, Minato-sensei taught it to me, hoping that I could take it to the final stage of the jutsu development. Naruto, is there something wrong? Said Kakashi as he saw Naruto grumbling. Yeah, there is. I mean, when you went off to teach Sasuke the Shidori, why the hell didn't you tell me you could do the Rasengan and even show it to me, since it was my old man jutsu? I mean, what the hell, Kakashi? Kakashi rubbed the back of his head. You see, it kinda slipped my mind. With Orochimaru putting the curse mark on Sasuke and saying that he was going to take him away and whatnot. Naruto sighed. Never mind, it's cool. So you're saying that you were going to add something to Rasengan? Your elemental chakra? Exactly, it's how I made the Shidori in the first place. It was an accident when I was trying to combine the Rasengan with my lightning element back then. I failed, but ended up getting my own jutsu out of it. If I were you, I would try to combine my own element to the Rasengan. Maybe you can get it to work where I failed. Well, thanks, Naruto said. I guess I know what I'm going to be working on next. Now tell me, did you know my mother at all? Yes, your mother's name was Kushina Uzumaki. You got most of your looks from Minato, and when you were on my squad I could swear that you got all of your personalities from her. She is something of a hothead, a trait I see in you now, mostly. As Kakashi smirked and looked up, your parents were wonderful people, Naruto. They were both excited to meet you, I have no doubt. They would have given anything to meet you. And I think they would be awfully proud of you. I know I am, he said. So if you were my dad's student, doesn't that make you something like my godbrother or something? Well, when you put it that way. Oh no, I got a pervert as a godfather and a godbrother. I never had a chance, did I? Well, might as well just go with it. That's the best thing, right, Kaka-sensei, said Naruto. As Kakashi looked at him and his sweat dropped. Yeah. Think I can get used to calling you Kaka-sensei. Please don't, said Kakashi. Time skip, 2 days later. Oh my god, Lan, said Tayuya, as she got really seasick. And it wasn't good for anyone, seeing that she cursed everyone off. Shikamaru yawned as he stepped off the ship. Reach already? I was rather enjoying doing nothing. Maybe I should be a sailor when I retire. You're welcome on our ship anytime, boy. Come back soon, kid. The captain said. Screw you all, you lazy bastards, Naruto said. You should be paying me for all the work I did. What pissed you off so much, shithead? Well, if you weren't puking and cursing everyone off, you'd realize I did all the most physical work on the ship. How do you think we got on in the first place? I think I can captain my old ship now, after all the practice I had. Alright team, let's get moving. We can get a good start right now, to Mizu, if we get moving. But guys, I'll be ending this episode right here. If you want the next part of this, you know what to do. Like, subscribe, comment, no more, turn that bell notification to stay posted. Remember, share this to all of your friends, your social media platform. But for now, I'm out of here. See you guys soon. Peace.